Hello footies, and thank you for joining us once again for FUT in Review, where we've been bringing you leading analysis and opinion on all things FIFA and EAFC since 2019. Today's show is proudly brought to you by FUTcoaching.com, your number one place for you to get better at FC24. Also, if you want to help support this show directly, please consider joining our Patreon at patreon.com/FUT in Review. You get a range of benefits, including exclusive merchandise, coaching discounts, and much, much more, including ad-free access to the show, which means you won't be hearing this very advertisement. However, we realise that times are tough, so simply leaving us a 5-star review wherever you listen to us would be greatly appreciated, as it helps the show grow. We'd also like to thank our Skybox holder, Peter, for his exceptional support. Now, let's get to today's show.
Hello, footies, and welcome back to FUT in Review, episode 581. The full teams of the year are in, and we are recording this on a Friday night, which means it's time for the honorable mentions. Talking about honorable mentions, unfortunately, Ingvi came down with a bug tonight, so he can't be here. My name's John, and I'll be your host tonight, and joining me is another John, but we're going to call him TalkingFUT for tonight because we've heard it's confusing on the podcast where we're both on. So, hi John, or aka TalkingFUT.
John, thanks for having me on, mate. Much appreciated. Glad to be here.
And I would say it's good to have you on, and I would say you could call me coach, but, well, that's also complicated tonight, but I'll get on that in a moment. How you doing, my friend?
Me? I'm very good. Just back from a couple of weeks in Disney World, Florida. So, yeah, just getting back into EA Sports now. So, maybe go for Weekend League this weekend. We'll see how it goes. But, yeah, happy.
Sounds like a big change in pace, though, from Disneyland or Disney World to Weekend League.
Yeah. Disney World's all about family, drinking, food, and then Weekend League Champs is all about stress and frustration. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes.
It's a bit different, though. Oh, yeah. Glad to have you back, my friend, and you're looking good, and I'm wearing a lovely Mickey Mouse sweater, actually.
Yeah, I got this over there. It's a wee hoodie thing. So, yeah, it was a wee bit chilly. It was about 15, 16 degrees some days. Normally in the summer it's been like 35, 36, so quite a temperature drop from my last visit, but yeah, so treated myself.
Awesome. Glad you enjoyed it. Well, the next man we're going to have on the show needs no introduction, but actually we'll have to introduce him because it's his official podcast debut for us. It's the Master Tactician from Team FUT Coaching. You should check out his FUT Coaching, or his YouTube channel, I should say, later on as well. We'll mention it, put it in the show notes. But it's my pleasure to introduce my dear friend, again, making his debut, looking sharp. It's none other than Artiom.
Yeah, first of all, I don't know what took you so long to invite me here. But no, I'm just kidding, guys. It's an honor and pleasure to be here. And I just hope I can share my thoughts about the EAFC with you. First time, so be kind, be easy on me.
You know what you're doing, mate. You know what you're doing.
Yeah. Well, we'll be fine, mate. And talking about me inviting you on, we did a live show where you, with much resistance, came on in Crete last year, where we actually had to drag you on a chair to come on. And we've invited you about a dozen times, but you could never make it. And actually had to get Ingvi ill to get you on the show tonight.
It's a Friday that you guys recording the show, and you know that my hobby is basketball. That I have games on Friday, that's why I'm always missing the show. But I'm so happy to be here finally, and just to spend time with you guys on a Friday instead of my wife. It's always better.
I'm pretty sure she's not listening to the show.
Not yet, but she might listen after all.
I'll make sure I'll highlight this as a social media snippet. Anyways, Art, tell us a little bit about yourself for people that don't know you.
Okay, so I would just concentrate on FIFA Matter and EAFC. My journey with the FIFA and game started 2019 during the COVID. I think a lot of people just joined at that period of time. I used to play myself by myself, like offline modes and stuff previously, but never took the next step for like Ultimate Team and anything due to connection also. But it wasn't like something that I was involved it wasn't something that I was looking for, and there were so many other games. But I started in 2019. My son actually introduced me to Ultimate Team, and since then, I hate losing. So I start, learning the game. So yeah, I just hate losing. But and I started to learn the game. That's how I actually met you. I found you. And from there, I'm one of the members of footcoaching.com, and I'm so proud to be a part of the team. So yeah, that's how I'm here.
It's good to have you on. You are known within our team, but also online, very much for your in-depth tactics. Not only are these tactics maybe slightly different from what we like to call meta, but also the way you explain them are very, well, I edit them, pretty long videos. But
5.0.
Exactly. But also very well explained. And I really, you should really check it out. We'll put the link in the description. But if you want to have some interesting, fun, but good tactics as well, I mean, there's plenty of tactics where you just went 20-0 with, just put it out there. So they have proven tactics as well. Just check out your YouTube channel. But it's good to have you on finally, my friend.
Thank you.
And wearing a awesome food review shirt, which is uniquely made for you, which is cool as well.
Yeah, I had nothing else to wear, so it's nothing special.
Anyway,
no, it's a great shirt. It's a great shirt.
Yeah, it's our classic shirt, by the way. But hey,
yeah, it is.
Look at the YouTube or the Spotify version, you can see it as well. Talking about the team of the year, we got a lot of questions to go into. There's a lot of content that's been released, of course, with the nominees. We'll talk about our team of the year journey so far. And of course, we have to discuss backweight. I want to start with John. John came back from Disney World. John, did you save packs? How did the week go for you? And are you happy, disappointed? What's the general consensus here?
I did not save packs. I ripped my packs at random times when I was in the US. I'm not a believer in saving packs. Your luck is your luck. There's 1,000 blues in a pack, and for tonight, you'll get one of the 1,000, or you won't get one of the 1,000. Tonight, there's maybe 2,000 blues in the pack, but there's 1 million packs to open. That's what it is. So I came back. Was on a stream, watching one of the big streamers, and there was a little bit of talk around one of the FIFA points. Now, I know we've done hashtag bin the points before, but for me it was £12, 14 or something after the EA discount. So I ripped the pack and out popped a blue French left back. So I've been one of the lucky guys. I've got one. I probably won't get more than one. I don't know how well I've got no more packs. So do you know what I mean? So I've got one. I'm happy. But yeah, didn't save. John, what about you? Did you save?
Well, I don't save. Like I said that 2 weeks ago. We have to admit that your pack luck has been tremendous this year, and also I can't really complain myself. But putting that out of the way, I didn't save because, like I said last week, and I think even the week before that, saving packs is the biggest chance you have to getting something, but it's also a much bigger chance you end up being very disappointed in the state of the game or where you're at, and it's very toxic. We did a show 2 weeks ago saying why this could be considered the worst promo of all, and that's because a part of the community goes ham and gets, well, maybe ham out of it actually, but the other side, they save thousands of packs or 1,000 packs and don't get anything, and they sort of, the game dies for them. They feel bad about it, and I feel it's hard to celebrate something. Like I said, even if I pack one, I feel really bad sharing something as well. So I didn't save. I opened just everything I got. I don't even have any gold card left, and I did pack 0 Team of the Years, just to put it out there. However, I did pack the new Zola card, the new Xavi card, and from a random gamble pack, I packed a 95 Zidane card. From all the SPs, from all the packs I opened and upgraded into higher fodder and stuff, especially the exchange thingies are awesome for me. If I pack an Osimhen and it's dupe, I'll just dupe it in the 88, get some more cards, recycle those again. I don't really care because the team's pretty much on the level. I don't need much SBCs. And the 2 players I wanted from SBCs were Cafu and goal, and I finished Cafu right after the podcast last week, and did goal a day later already. So my team's pretty much set. And if I'm honest, the only thing that would improve my team would be maybe team of the year, one defender. But I mean, Virgil's 9 million or something. So it's fine. So, and that was my strategy from the start. Do those SBCs. Try, don't save, so you can't be too much disappointed. And my general feeling now is too bad I didn't pack anything. But hey, still a week to go. But my targets are met, and I'm actually enjoying my thing, and I'm not disappointed.
So, Artyom, what was your plan? Did you rip? Did you save? What's your plan? What's going on?
All right, so honestly, I wasn't planning to save any packs this year because since I started playing 2019, I haven't packed any TOTY, and I was saving like 300, 400 packs before. So my expectation was low for it. So, but we had a previous promo, Ice versus Fire, that none of the cards was interesting for me, wouldn't make my team, for example. And I started saving at that point. And we had so many SBCs to recycle every day, basically. 83, multiple 10, 84 by 5. And I started doing that time. And by the end of Friday, yesterday, I had almost 200 packs. I started opening yesterday. We know how it looked yesterday. So I wasn't expecting to pack any blue card yesterday, to be honest, but we have so many SBCs right now to do great SBCs actually, that can make your team. And I was expecting to get a higher rated fodder, and didn't happen also. So that was a little bit frustrating yesterday, but I still have a hope because I have 100 pack saves. And by the way, John, congrats on unpacking one blue. It's a rare thing, so it's a great thing to hear that guys from our community are packing the blue cards.
Yeah, I think there's some discard luck, definitely.
Well, I don't think there's any, like Chris said last week, these cards are rarer than unicorn drop-ins. I think that's true, right? Yeah. We have to talk about pack weight, of course, as well. But I do feel like last week when I started just opening everything, the packs came in, just kept going. The 83 and the 84 times 5 cards and the defenders thingies and stuff, I think I've had pretty high cards. I think I've packed gain for like 4 or 5 times in a week. So my folder was like perfect. And then last night, it felt like nothing happened. Like nobody hit anything over 85 in anything at all. One thing about that, John, is of course changing of packways. What do you think? Well, what do you think? It's a fact they changed it.
It's a fact, yeah, because they published it themselves. I think it's shocking, if I'm honest, how they can manipulate the pack weight so much, because they're obviously they know how many blue cards are putting into packs. They'll know how many packs are selling, yada, yada, whatever way you want to describe it. They've got control of the levers, and they're tightening it down. I think it's really quite bad. Remember, was it last FIFA? The pack weight was shocking as well. It's a little bit better, I think, this time, but not much. And I just think and there's a balance. If everybody's running around with blues, they're not special. When nobody's running around with blues, it's just frustrating. And then it drives you to the store, and it drives you to packs. It doesn't sit well with me, personally.
Artyom is nodding his head. I think we all agree that the fact that from until Wednesday till Thursday, the pack weights of finding a team of the year in it, while the amount of team of the year players are increased, the pack weight was decreased. The chance of getting one was decreased. The problem with this, in my honest, like many of the things people open are saved packs, and we don't even know the odds on saved packs at all, right? If the in-store packs have like 2%, John, something like that, I don't even know the exact.
Yeah, so some of them were 1.9, depending on the pack. Some of them had like Team of the Year. I think about 4.6 was one of them 2 or 3 days ago. So it totally fluctuates depending on the amount of coins / FIFA points EA points that you're willing to spend. So even within those packs, the rate's all different.
Yeah, exactly. And we don't know the weight on the saved packs, but if the weight on store packs, which like there's packs that cost like €45 or £40, something like that. That's 6%. That's the biggest chance you get, something like that. So how big is the chance you actually get something from any other thing, right? I think that's the issue. Plus, everyone's opening at the same time. But what we said like a couple of weeks ago is people will save packs, meaning there's little supply on cards going. People will open packs, and if there's no Team of the Years being packed, of little amount of people packing Team of the Year players, you'll see the price on those Team of the Years players rise throughout the year until like Team of the Season. And that's exactly what's happening now. And I get the negativity, and I'm not defending anyone because that's something I got told this morning as well, but I'm not defending anyone, but it's exactly the same as in previous years, except this year and last year, we can actually see pack probabilities on the stores, and years before we couldn't even see that. But nothing, it is as predicted, honestly, right? Which still, I feel like if you just open up everything until the team is in packs, is probably the best chance to get them. But then again, it's never to be proven. But yeah, it's like it's my favorite and my most disliked promo at the same time. And I'm in a spot where I don't really mind. What I do want to discuss though with you guys, and I want to know your opinion about, is if you buy packs in store, you get loan Team of the Year players, which makes the value of those packs a little bit higher because you can actually use Team of the Year player cards. You get them for 10 loans mostly, I think. Mm-hmm. But people are now saying, well, Weekend League is only playing blue cards that are loans and shouldn't be legal and stuff. What do you think about should, and this is something we'll be asking about on the socials as well, of course, should loan players, and especially the Team of the Year loan players, be available to use in these modes? Or should they not even exist in the game? What do you think, Archie?
Well, you know what? We don't have enough modes in this game to use those loans. I mean, nobody's going to play friendlies. If they give in loans, you have to use them. I don't mind the people using loans, for example, in Weekend League, but I would do some kind of restriction at least. I don't know, maybe 2-3 loans at a team, something like that. I mean, I finished Weekend League today, and I was facing team not only with the Team of the Year, but Team of the Year icon. And the team had 7-8 loans. And, with my regular team, it was just like, I just want to hear your opinion about this, because this year, why I'm not so disappointed not packing the blue one also, because previous FIFAs, when you had the TOTY in your team in December, January, for example, it was a game changer card. This year, I think our teams, whoever grinded the game from the beginning, it's not such a big gap between the Team of the Year cards and the team that we have. Because I think like those cards that we have right now with the SBC they gave us, they just not so behind the power curve of the Team of the Years. So I wasn't like, totally outplayed by those cards like previous years. But I still think that there should be some restriction to how many cards you can use in one game, in a Weekend League, in a games that are competitive. That's my opinion.
I agree. I think that you were spot on that term. Capped at 1 or 2. They should be capped to 1 or 2 loans max.
Yeah, and I let me put it, I don't mind loans being in the game. I don't mind loans being in packs either. Simply because of the fact that, especially when cards like Virgil van Dijk cost you 9 million plus, there's just such a small player base that's ever able to use these cards. Only if you maybe play draft, but I know many people don't even touch draft. That these loans do give people the option to actually experience that, right? Hence why I don't mind the loans.
Right. I'm going to be devil's advocate, John, right? I know we've got hashtag in the points and we shouldn't really, but everybody can do what they want. I don't drink too much. I don't smoke, yada, yada, right? I have open packs this year. Spent a little bit, not as much as previous years. I look at my club now. I've got Bonmati on loan. I've got 96 Pele on loan. Bellingham, 95 Cruyff, 95 Rodri, 94 Zidane, 93 Ham, 93 Ronaldinho, 92 Maldini. I will not play any of them because I just don't feel comfortable playing loans against people because it's not right. Now, the loans are in the packs. I'm not opening the packs for the loans. I'm opening the packs for the players that I want to pack. If I get a loan in there, the loan just doesn't get used. Now, I'm not helping myself, but morally, I don't think it's right for me to use those loans in Rivals and Champs. That's just my opinion. And I'm sitting with, it was the same last year, I think I shared it. I had dozens of icons at the time, Ronaldo's, just didn't use them because it's not fair. It's not fair. That's just my opinion.
You know what? I just want to add one thing, John. John. Listen, guys. I mean, I don't mind using loans, but to just remind me what you had to do in order to get that loans. You had to buy packs, right? So not everybody's spending money on this game. So for me, if you're allowing those players those loans in the weekend league, get them to everyone. Get the possibility for everybody to get those loan cards. The only people who got the loans and like 5, 6, 7 because they bought the packs for 600k or whatever for the FIFA points. So that was not fair for for whole community. Not everyone is choosing to spend money.
I played somebody in Rivals when I came back, and he had Sam Kerr with 63 games still left on his loan.
Well,
and that wasn't the only loan. So
I remember playing a Team of the Year Neymar 2 or 3 years ago with 99 out contracts on it, just playing it throughout.
But see, there are some differences because I've got a second account just for fun, and I can't remember when it started it, but what I got was a 99 game loan of either Haaland, Van Dijk, and I can't remember the third one, probably Sam Kerr or Vinny.
Mm-hmm.
And I took the Van Dijk, right? So there are some, depending when you join the game, you are given, here's one of our ambassadors on a 99 game loan. For most players, if you got Rodri for 99 games, you're never going to use him. You get Van Dijk for 99 games, he's in your team for 99 games. And I just don't think, like I said, that's slightly different because it was a gifted pack, but you're right, Artyom. You're not buying, if you're not spending points and spending money, you don't get those loan cards. Other people spend £5, £10, euros, dollars, and they're getting the benefit. And you're right, it's unbalanced.
True. I definitely agree. Although on the cheaper packs, they also have loans now. So on the nano packs, for example. So you have to spend, but you don't have to spend huge amounts if you want one of those cards, honestly. What I do find frustrating is the lack of proper wording on those packs. It could be because I'm maybe not a native English speaker. But for example, the most expensive pack currently is 3,000 points or 600,000 coins. It actually hurt me to say that. That has 25 players in it, rated 85 or higher. Also, and here comes the confusing part, 3 Team of the Year player picks, loans it says, and 2 Team of the Year icon picks, loans. All pick 1 or 2, all for 10 matches. That means you get 3 attempts to pick 1 of 2 Team of the Year player picks. I think something like that. 1 of 2. That means
I'd have to read that, but I've read that as you'll get 5. You'll get 3 Team of the Years
out of 2, so you
get
get 2 cards to pick from, and then
2 Team of the Year icons. So again, there you go. That pack will create you 5 good players
5 loans
on loans for 10 games each.
Yeah.
And you know what the funny part is? Because, I would, like, if I see the team with the loans, I would just quit before. Honestly, I was so frustrated. Like, they gave objectives, so you have to keep playing. Yeah. You know what I mean? In order to get another packs. So I was like, okay, if I quit now, I will not. It will not count to the game. So and I was like, split it. What to do here? But I kept playing. I haven't decided to quit. But you know what I mean? Before that, people used to quit if they see the loans in your team. Yeah. Right now, nobody quitted.
I get quits when people see my team, but there's no loan in it.
Barely.
Maybe that makes a difference. So I got a lot of weight quits this week, but that's a different story. I think you guys pitched the perfect solution. Just keep loans in because it could be a means to an end, and it will allow some players to use players that they'll never be able to touch. Like, honestly, I got, at this moment, 7,213 coins and 0 FC points. So I probably won't be able to buy anyone anytime soon, which is perfectly fine. But if I actually want to test the Team of the Year player, for example, content, or just because I want to see how good that Mbappe is, I would need a loan to actually try it. So I wouldn't want loans out of the game or banned from modes at all, because there aren't that many modes, like Artiom said. Limited is actually a good idea, because like if you play some friendly modes or some objectives, they say you can only use one or something. So I would say limited to 2 loans, and actually that's not a bad thing.
And also, if you've got those 5 guys on 10 games, you can only play 2 at a time. So you'll play 2 in the first 10, 2 in the second 10, whatever it works out. It's better than somebody facing like Artiom 7 loans in one game, and you're like, oh man.
Definitely. You can also limit the amount of, like, the other thing I'm really missing, I don't play Weekend League that much, or Champs these days, because my weekends are stuffed, right? But what I really liked in the past, and here comes old man John talking, is what I really liked was talking about is weekend leagues where they had some different requirements for your team to participate in that weekend. Like sometimes you had to play, like you need at least 5 Brazilian players, or you can't have it higher rated than this, or they can actually adjust it into use X amount of loans, or you can only use 2 Team of the Year players, whatever. You can set that up every week. I think we had weekends where if you use Argentina players, you get bonus objectives, stuff like that. They could be making the players we'll see also a little bit more diverse. But hey, I'm not even playing, so I'm the last person to actually pitch this. But I'm missing those days where you're like, you know what? You can play competitive with a little bit of a weirder team. But hey, that's about all I wanted to discuss about. Someone after the break will have some reviews. We had a lot of questions sent in, but it's now first a quick word from our sponsor.
You're listening to FUT in Review, proudly brought to you by FUTcoaching.com. Remember, you can help support this show directly and receive a host of benefits, including ad-free access to the show, exclusive merchandise, and access to our meetups, which this year is happening once again over in Crete. Simply sign up at patreon.com/FUT in Review. Also, if you have any feedback on the show, please follow us on our socials at FUT Coaching. Anyway, let's get on with the show.
And we're back. Artiom, your first official break. How was it, my friend?
It was good. It was needed. No,
you look a little bit insulted, but
I wonder why.
One of these days I need to record these
during the breaks.
Yeah.
We just solved it after the show.
Maybe I should just do the breaks, keep all the breaks, like get them out of the podcast, but we still keep on recording, and I should just put that in the special at the end of the year or something.
Oh.
Maybe not.
What we talk about, yeah, maybe not.
If you want to know what we're talking about, then check out, of course, patreon.com/FUT in Review, because then you'll be able to watch in or tune in live, and you're actually able to see what we talk about during those breaks. Anyways, we have content, because this time for the honorable mentions, we probably have some SBCs and things going on, and we had a lot of questions sent in, and Ingvi is not here, so I'm asking you, my dear friend John TalkingFUT, what's going on in the world of content and FC24 on this beautiful Friday?
I will try and cover Evie's big boots, but here we go. So there's a couple of things. So 12th players, the nominations came through as we'd expect, and those are in packs. So there's Ronaldo, no surprise there, and Pop won the women's vote. So they're now in packs. All honourable mentions are in packs. We'll cover that off in a minute or two. There is an objective to get an honourable mention. McCabe, that's the left-back women's Arsenal player. There is a SBC for honourable mentions. I'm going to butcher the name. Cavara is for short. That's the guy out in Napoli. Obviously, there are a couple of big SBCs in today's content. 82 times 20, 86 plus upgrades. And again, another chance to have the 85 times 3 defenders. There's a new Team of the Year Evo, and we can maybe touch on the Evos later, especially this not finishing Evos and what that's creating. And according to Footbin, the pack rates have been increased. So that was the content for today.
They have been increased.
That's what, according to Footbin, just having a quick look where I stole the content from 6pm content, they put pack rates increased with eyes emojis. So
I'm checking now. There are some packs 1% less, of course, still.
Yeah.
The biggest pack, the 600k pack, is currently on 5.8% for Team of the Year player, but on a 44% for Team of the Year honorable mentions player.
So, yeah.
That looks a little bit better. Yes, I agree.
So you have a look at that. So from that point of view, Artyom, if you take the big one, which is the honourable mentions, because we all knew pretty much who was going to be the 12th man, is there anybody in the honourable mentions team that you've seen that you'd like to look of?
You know what? To be honest, I know it's a consolation prize to pack right now, honourable mentions a little bit, but I was expecting a little bit better upgrades, like higher upgrades for those cards. I mean, we got basically the same card that we had 2 months ago. I know some of them has like 2 playstyle pluses, and it's a very good addition. But like I'm looking at for example, great card Valverde, right? We all wish to pack this card, whoever's using La Liga team, but it's the same rating, the same stats as his previous promo card. The only thing is added is just another playstyle plus, right? So for me, it's a little bit let down for those honorable mentions, but we still have a great cards here, like, you know, Salah 4-4. They added one star weak foot, right? So it's more usable right now for whoever is trying to shoot with his right foot. But still, I think it's not as a huge upgrade as, for me, it's like in my opinion, that I was expecting, right?
Yeah, I'm going to jump in. So, John, I totally agree with you. I was looking at, for example, Harry Kane. He has a 93 player of the month. He's got a 93 honourable mentions. And the only difference, 1 star on skill moves and additional playstyles. And yeah, the playstyles are really nice, but there's not a stat increase. There's not a +1 pace. There's just flat stats, and it's all to do with those playstyles. And it's like, okay, feels a bit flat, doesn't it? If you pulled one, it's nice. It's not what you're looking for.
I mean, sorry, John, to interrupt, but we already have like 2-3 cards that have a fodder price. I mean, you know, it started like 1 hour ago, right? 2 hours ago, sorry. And we already had 2 cards that are fodder price. So that's the proof that how low the upgrades are, and how, I mean, those cards are not making our teams right now. Not all of them, at least.
I tend to agree there, though. I mean, Olga Carmona looked like a pretty cool card, but 60k as we are recording this probably will go down even further. Bernardo Silva, 91 rated. Is it like his 3rd special card already this year, I think? Or 2nd at least. He got a one that's upgraded to 91 as well. Ederson, cool card, but 90 rated, not much difference. He's now at 60k as well. With Alisson being in packs as well, can you see a blue wave popping up, seeing a Brazilian flag, and then you get the other goalkeeper? That sounds like bait for me.
And I think as well, John, if you think about it realistically, people have either got a Cech, a Schmeichel, Courtois,
Red Casillas and Ruud van Nistelrooy for some reason, which I still refuse to play. But
yes, so. But
he's
agree.
not actually not bad. Talk about Ruud van Nistelrooy.
I know Evie was lucky and managed to snipe a Trent at 75.
But he's already on 150 now.
He's at 150, so there's one. But again, I compared Trent quickly with, I used James Reese, the brown card. I think it was like the sister-brother cop thing. And again, Trent's stats are behind Reece James, and Reece James has been out for 2 promotions.
Yeah, the thing is also, we still have those big SPCs which are just good in-game. Like, I would go Cafu over Alexander-Arnold any day of the week.
Yeah, you know what, guys? I will add but look at this card that he has a CM position also. So it's a little bit like different. I don't think this trend is going to be used on a fullback position. It's a more as a central position, because he has even good playstyle for passing and stuff. So I think it's a more central player this time, at least, that you will use then instead of on the wings.
Yeah, on the back of though, people just did Hullet for midfield. They've just done. I'm taking a total blank now. Zico. The people have put in lots of midfield options, and then Trent comes out. If you get it, great. if you pull it, great. Unless you're a diehard Liverpool fan, you're not spending your coins on it. I don't think.
No, I agree. I wish these cards would be out of packs for the next week. And then they came back. They came in, right?
Fake blues.
Fake blues. I think that's going to be the episode title. Fake blues. It does actually feel a little bit wet. Although Vinicius looks really good. Not for my team, but he looks good. Diani looks pretty cool as well. Like, these cards aren't bad or anything. I mean, that's the other thing, right? But there's just so much options now going around that I don't think there's anyone highlighting of having.
Maybe it's because my team and our teams are stacked, guys, right? Because we've been grinding the game since the start, right? But Salah, Vinny, possibly get into my team if I change my formation. But the rest probably don't. Maybe Valverde. But I'm playing Hullet, Abile, and that underrated Kessler card, John. That's so underrated. Do you know? And it's like, if I got Valverde, it's 1 in, 1 out. It's not a big upgrade. So, yeah. If I pulled one of them, I wanted to be tradable, and I'd probably just sell it.
And sell.
There is actually one card that I'm looking for in this team, and it's a centre back, Kim Min-jae. And the only reason is because with the fodder yesterday that I packed, I did Alphonso Davies left back. So I need that link for him. And as we can see, at least this card has some upgrade.
Yes. Well, Anthony, what do you think?
To his team of the week.
You two guys are coaches. What's your thoughts on low composure on a centre back? Because even that special card that you just referenced, it's only got 80 composure. Where does composure set the centre back?
I'm going to be honest, I totally don't care about composure on centre backs, but Artyom?
You know what? It's funny because I've never looked into that stat in a defender's position. As a attacker, as a even center attacking midfielder, center mid, so DM, I sometimes look at the composure, but I never paid attention to the center backs. I look at the reaction, defensive awareness,
and he's got 1991 there. So
yeah, but composure, it's like I haven't noticed any. I mean, maybe I should pay attention to it, but I didn't before. I haven't before.
Oh, my nephew, who's better than me, that's where it came from. We were on a WhatsApp earlier, and he was like, he never looks composure defenders either. And I was just thinking, oh, okay, so maybe there's a wee tip. Maybe not that important.
What I do like is a defender finally with low high. Don't see that too often either. Curious how that plays, right? But I think I agree. Kim is actually one of those cards which could be cool to pack, but then again, for many teams, it will be obsolete by now. Did I mention I packed 2 Maldinis this week? Tubes.
Honestly.
From
nice.
upgrades.
How are you finding Maldini? I have heard mixed opinion about
I love him,
this
mate.
year.
He's just infallible. I use a Maldini, Van Dijk, and sometimes when I play 3 to back in combination with Alaba. I mean,
but John, your
brilliant.
defending is one of your strong points. Really,
that's my only good point.
Compared to the rest of us mortals, you're on a different planet when it comes to defending.
I mean, I'm pretty crap at this game, but I can defend. I think that's my only strength in this game. The problem is that I need 100 chance to score against Artyom, which means our friendlies usually end 0-0.
Yeah, but the thing that drives me crazy when I'm playing with you is your patience. I cannot be so patient like you are. You are so patiently building up. It just...
Old man, I got to be slow, else I can't follow anymore. Oh. But I appreciate that. Is there any content you would specifically want to highlight next to the honorable mentions, or as we like to call them, fake blues, John?
Again, there's gamble packs out there, 86 plus, 85 defender packs, 83 times 20. They're all worth a gamble, guys. They're all, like you said, if you're opening packs and not getting blues or even fake blues, you're still getting some fodder, rinse and repeat. But yeah, I think for me, it's always that. If you don't get the great cards, everything feels a letdown. I think that's probably what it is. And I was going to just sort of finish off this bit. My team was quite stacked early on, and if I packed a base Hullet now, I'd be like, oh my god, base Hullet. But because I picked him months ago, whoever you get in the minute, very few people are making your team. And it's that famine and feast. If you just got a drip feed of improvements, you'd probably feel better than having famine and feast. That's all I was going to say.
That's a good point, because I got the same, right? My team is stacked, and far more stacked than it ever have been at this time of the year. And normally, any of these cards that came out will be a huge upgrade for me. But like even the Sawa, as we see, isn't an upgrade for me. So I was sitting this weekend with lots of dupes in my club, and I was saying, no, I probably have to, like, I packed that second Maldini, like, and both are untradeable, like 92 Maldini. I said, okay, I'm probably going to toss it into that 89 upgrade exchange thingy to get some 71 cards, 59 cards, something like that.
I think so, yeah.
Because I can probably use that to grind up a lot more. People are like, no, you can't do that. You have to put it into that do Sawa or anything. Like, yeah, but none of these cards currently are like an improvement for a team. So why would it, like, to have a 91 later, which I will put into an SBC as well? It's like a weird stage to be in as well. And I think the one thing that's much different this year in Team of the Year is if you're not caught up, it is actually, without packing a Team of the Year, possible to get up with everyone. If your team was on par, you won't be destroyed after Team of the Year anymore, because not everyone is packing these cards. And there's plenty of ways to still pick one or two players that will improve your team. And if you do pack a Team of the Year, it's still amazing, but it's not like suddenly you're ways ahead of everyone unless you've got like 5 or something, right? I think the balance is still there. Teams matter, but there's plenty of options to keep the power level. It's higher than usually for this time of year, but it's pretty much leveled out across the field. Every team I face is good, but it's not like, oh, now I'm in trouble. Like there's an R9 with a Team of the Year Mbappe, and even if that would happen, it's not actually the end of the world to face, like, if that makes sense. Whereas it used to be, oh, now I play Team of the Year Conte against me, I'm pretty much have to focus for 90 minutes to make sure I even have a chance, right?
Yeah, however, when you log into a game and you face an all-goal team, you start to go, oh my God.
Yeah. So I have to, like, I think that's a good thing. I think this is, I have to be careful because I will get so much hate saying this, but I do think this is back way to be there, but generally speaking, the best version of Team of the Year we've had so far. For me, at least.
Yeah, I like the two teams. I like the men and the women's. I like the range of cards. Yeah, we'd all like to see a bit more. Frustratingly, you talked about, I didn't buy a blue when I could have bought one, and then I was thinking, oh, I could have bought Millie Bright. She looks quite good as CDM, as my stay back, and it was like, she was 490 yesterday and she's 650 today. And it's like, oh, okay, I've maybe missed the boat on that.
Well, I don't have that with 7,000 coins, so at least that's... I just saved myself a lot of disappointment this year, but not saving packs. Don't have any coins and don't have points to spend. Just make it a lot easier for myself to not be disappointed. However, I am getting greedy and I want that Virgil van Dijk somewhere. But that's a different story. John, are you an Evolution player?
I have got a full Saints team of Evolution players, excluding the goalkeeper, because there are no goalkeeper Evolutions. But I've sort of stopped doing it. Twofold, there is this whole... The way it's designed, and I wasn't happy about it really at the start, is if you take a bronze player, it takes forever to get them anywhere. And it was really designed about taking those decent goals and improving them, right? Now, which I think what you're about to allude to, is all these Evos now is about start this one, but don't complete it. Wait for it to expire, start another one, then complete the first one, then complete the second one, but don't finish the third one, and then join a fourth one, and don't do this, and don't... That's not what it was designed for. Everybody's breaking the game to try and get a better card. And actually, how many of those 90 rated bronzes have you faced? None.
Well, that's the thing. That was exactly what I wanted to talk about. And I'll come into Artiom's territory next. But yes, you were able to use... Well, I don't know. I want to say abuse, but it's actually... I don't think it's abuse. It's just in the game, so you could just try it. But you were able to, by not finishing certain evolutions, to boost that card higher through other evolutions than that should be possible, making some players able to get 99 rated already. which is sort of cool, but also probably not how it's intended and feels a little bit too strong either. So EA patched that. You can't toss in an evolution player if that player has not finished a full evolution path. Artyom, are you an evolution someone that takes in that, and are you someone that are affected by this, or what do you think about that effect?
You know what?
that patch?
I actually, in the beginning, I wasn't a fan of evolution, and the reason for that it was I was like feeling the cards that we spending time to make, they're just dropping below the power curve so fast. But to be honest, we are learning the evolution because they introduced to this game first time. So what I mean by that, after a couple months, when I had 6, 7 available evolutions, there are some sites that are showing you the chains that you can make. So what I did is I took like 2 cards. I spent like playing 60, 70 games on each of them and made them good enough to make my team. And to be honest, I have 3 evolution players right now starting in my starting 11. 2 of them are making attacking force. Honestly, it's and I'm enjoying playing those cards. I'm enjoying scoring the goals with those cards because first of all, I feel attached to them because I spent time to make them. That's the first thing. Second point is nobody else has them. I'm not making those cards totally meta. I'm trying to find the card that I will use and I will enjoy the most.
Yeah, you're not doing Donny Malin.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, everybody has it. I mean, not everybody, but whoever had possibility to get foundation upgrade or foundation evolution with him. So yeah, but we are learning the evolutions. Next year we're gonna wait probably till the evolution like 2-3 days expiring and then decide what we want to do. This year evolution dropped and I'm like, okay, who I'm choosing? I'm choosing this card. And I did the evolution. Next day came another one. I cannot change. I cannot do anything. It's already gone. And I have to do it with another card. So, now it's like better to wait to see how many evolutions they drop and then decide what you want to change and what cards you want to do. But what you guys said, I think it's, of course, we a FIFA community will always find the way to, I'm not saying cheat, but find the way to, to make something that EA haven't thought about it. So I think it's unfair to have a cards right now before everybody else with the 2 playstyle pluses because something was with the game designers or they haven't thought about it, So I do like that they not patch it, as you said, but they're not allowing to change those cards anymore if you not claim them, if you didn't claim them. So, but I'm a fan of evolutions right now, and I'm waiting for evolutions. I have 3 cards in my first 11, so yeah, I'm all for it.
Cool. I am someone that doesn't finish evolutions because halfway through I'm like, there's a lot of games. I finished Alaba because that looked really strong on that point of thing. And I was due a new defender. That was before getting Maldini. And now I'm like, okay, he's still good. But he would be probably one of the first I'd be replacing in the grand scheme of things, right?
Yeah. So the 93 or the 91 or whatever it is.
Yeah, I got a 93, I think. Yeah. Pretty good. But he's no Maldini. He's that different. So. And he's no Van Dijk. So if I play 4 at the back and he 2 center defenders, he's the one dropping off already. So I'm not spending much time in anything. I don't think I faced a 99 rated evolution player. No, if I did, I actually wouldn't mind too much because they do have to go through a lot of effort to get it done. And it's one of those flukes that just happens in the game. I applaud them also for sort of finding out, if that makes sense. But I'm also happy it stopped now because else we'll see everyone running 99 rated players before team of the season even hits. That makes sense. And you don't want to get into that broken type style of game where everyone's running 2 high rated players because we're already on a pretty high power level as it is. I wouldn't mind spending 1 more month on a somewhat below 90 rated players scene, but think we now have to adjust.
The
but
only
that's about.
caveat I would have, and I think it's genuine, is you, like you said, John, you started an Evo and you didn't finish it because of the amount of games required. That now you could get punished because the next Evo that comes out, you cannot put that player in, which is maybe a little bit unfair, but they've got to do something to stop this chaining and basically could they decode it? Possibly, but they're not going to at this stage of the game, so they had to do something.
I mean, my player that I didn't finish is an 85 rated Santiago Gimenez from Feyenoord. Could make him 86 if I play 5 more games or something, I think. But I don't still think he's not going to be replacing Kaká or the likes of him. So I'm like, or the Peles. I'm like, damn, why did I actually do this?
What happened to these years when you had to do every Juventus and every Feyenoord player? You had to do them.
I still have him.
See now you're like, I'm too big with my Pele and my Kaká. I haven't got time for these.
I'll wait for his team of the season, mate. I'll wait for his team of the season. And then I'll join.
If I can give you guys one tip for all our listeners, because as I said, I'm learning still the evolution stuff, but what I cannot suggest, and because I learned from my mistakes, is before you start any evolution with a bronze, silver card, even a rare gold card or common gold card, just take that card for one game in the squad battles. Check the animations for shooting, dribbling, defending, because with the stats you can increase so much with the card, but you will not change the animations of this card. So what I did is I did the evolution for one of the cards that has terrible shooting, even the stats saying otherwise. But it didn't help with the animations that card has. So just take one card before putting in Evo. One game against AI, check whatever you want to do if it like suits you. That's my tip for like everybody who's doing those cards that are not familiar with, that are rare or not as common as other players.
That's a good idea. I mean, I would have to play squad battles, and I done way too many squad battles this year already, so it's not for me. But then again, this tip is not for me. I do appreciate you mentioning it.
Dear.
I might sound very arrogant by now, but I don't mean that.
Are we allowed to change the host?
You are, yeah, definitely. But you have to wait till the event increases so you can physically knock me off my feet. Just we'll do a live show, mate. Put you on stage. See if you do better. It's all right. Don't worry. We'll fix that. We got some questions sent in, but we also got a review sent in for a Team of the Year player, John. I think this one is up your alley. Would you like to take it? It's sent in from our dear friend from Scotland, Caden, who's also going to the meetup in Crete. He sent in a review about
Mary Earps.
Yep.
And it's brilliant. He says, like, 170,000 coins for a Team of the Year is ridiculous. So I bought her thinking she can't be that bad. And don't get me wrong, her distribution is great as she gets out of the ball holding Y. And she gets out to the ball, holding Y. Very quickly. But oh my God, she couldn't save a Word document. I'm sorry, but that just cracks me up.
Well, I'm not going to say that I expected goalkeepers to be... I have to admit, I played her in draft, though. Like, if you can let her come out of the box, she's insanely fast. So, one-on-ones, or you see the people dropping the ball over, just to hold the triangle, just let her rush out, and it's good. Only thing is the Travellas and the finesse, she's still fast, but she's just too small. It's unfortunate, but I think that's just the way it is, right? It's cool for a couple of games, but we'll see her price drop, I'm afraid, for a long while. Won't see her use much.
Yeah, I was going to say, sorry, apologies, I don't show you Mary Artiom. Yeah, I think her price will drop. She's not got that 6 foot frame, 6 foot plus frame that you're looking for from a goalkeeper. She'll be super fast at rushing out. I'm sure if you were to even take her out of the box and run with her, she'd probably be all right as well because of pace. She'd get away from a couple of players. But yeah, I'm not putting her in. And if I packed her, I still wouldn't put her in. She'd be going into another SBC down the road. So that's just fortunate. Just the downside of that position.
You worded that really well. That could have gone horribly wrong, but you did well. A question for Artyom. From Shaq, if you could pick one, who would you pick? Would you pick Mia Hamm Team of the Year icon or R9 Team of the Year icon, and why? Both 5-star, 5 stars.
It's not a fair question to me. I'm not a fan of R9 in this game, guys. I'm not. I'm just not. It's not my style of play. I cannot dribble with him. His shooting is great. Don't get me wrong. Whatever he gets to his foot and you're going to press the circle, it's going in. But I don't like the way this card plays in this game. It's the same thing like with the Unread that I packed recently and I shared with you on Discord. He's on my bench. It's not my style. Some cards that other people use and they are like, they cost a lot. For some people, they're great. We have all different style of play, and we're trying to get the card that suits us. So in this case, I would use Mia Hamm because she's shorter. I can dribble with the left stick more, and I prefer to use the left stick more on attackers to turn around to make some movements with dribbling and skills. Then instead of just pressing R1 and just running and shooting, you know. So it's not a fair question to me because I wouldn't choose R9 even if you give it to me.
That's a bold statement,
I was
Captain.
going to say a big statement.
But hey, if you check it out on socials at Foot Coaching anywhere, there's my answer.
Don't hate me, guys.
No.
So Artiom will pick R9 out of these packs on Monday.
Probably, yeah. Question for John. Adam asks, if you have to craft one first, would it be Eusebio or Best?
Oh, I'm not using either. Best. I don't know why. I think just what I've seen out in the social media world is already a lot of people are saying Eusebio's dropping out their team. So based on that only, I would say Best. He's new, he's fresh, small. And with people saying they're dropping Eusebio already, that's a bit of a worry.
All right. Let us know your answer if you agree or disagree on that. GPM, Chris sent in this question before Tuesday's recording, but they didn't get to answer it. And, well, we're running out of time as well, but I promised to let this one come in the show. So I'm going to ask this to Artyom. Artyom, with double playstyle, what would be your dream combination? Chris says mine is what Graham Hansen has, whipped pass and Trivella. Crossing for fun, bring
Which
the
position?
rain.
Is there any position specific?
Nope, you can just say for this position, I'd love these two playstyles. Whatever.
All right. Definitely incessive pass. I'm not sure why I just noticed that recently, actually. And I love the power shot plus. It's so easy to score goals with this, guys. I mean, if your attacker has a because you know what, John. Now I will tell you why. I used it's not hard for me to shoot power shot because you have to aim manually. But for 3-4 months, I get used to because I wasn't using assisting shooting, but precision shooting. So I get used to aim to the right places and right corners.
Yes, I was going to say, I'm sorry to jump in with that, but that's the difference. You've learned it and developed skill. I don't have time finishing on because it's just something else I can't do. My manual shooting's not brilliant. So when John says he needs 100 shots to score, think how many I need to score, right? So you're right. So yes, I've scored some lovely power shots. I've got Bobby Charlton, 5-star weak foot, power shot plus. The problem is I don't use it often enough because I can't get my shot on target.
That's the only thing that you have to work on, honestly, because if you aim correctly, it's going in. It's like, it's for me, it's a little bit, I don't want to use that word when it comes to the FIFA game, but it's a little bit feels like cheating with a power shot plus. And animation is so fast. So fast that they cannot defend this and block it.
My goalkeepers don't understand what's going on. So.
Yeah. There's sometimes no animation from goalie at all.
They just stand still.
They're just standing.
All right.
But you have to use manual shooting. Manual aiming.
Adam also asked something about, is EA killing the pack weight right before Team of the Year full release? Well, we did a whole discussion about that, so hopefully that answered it. James asks, John, do you think the lack of Team of the Year cards will further push away the casuals from this game?
No, I don't, because I don't think the casuals are the main audience anymore of the game. We're all on a podcast because we play it. The people that listen to it is because they play it. They don't dip in and out of FIFA, EA Sports, FIFA, really. I think the game is mostly, it's mostly hardcore. I could be totally wrong. And those casuals, they'll just go to the store and keep buying packs. It's been talked about before in many a podcast, ours and other podcasts. Casuals are, Shaq talks about it, is it his brother? Jumps in, goes buy some points. Why am I going to do these 100 SPCs if I could just go and buy a pack? It's much easier. So the casuals, it won't drive them away. It drives the people that grind the game, not away, but drives them into frustration when you open, as you said, 100 packs, no blues, 1,000 packs, no blues. That's where the frustration comes in, but not for the casual.
No, I think I agree. Artyom, you as well? Or?
I think casuals are the one that are packing blues, actually. You know what? They just, sometimes it feels like you're missing the game for 2 weeks. You're not logging in, you're not playing. Then you're just logging in and packing a great card, you know? It feels like that way. And I think you remember last year, I shared with you guys that I had 400 packs saved and my son had one. Just a regular gold pack. And he was 5 years old at the time, and I'm telling him, listen, please don't get your expectations too high for the Team of the Year. You have one pack, and he packed Benzema. We couldn't believe it, you know.
Yeah.
But this is what's happening. I think the casuals are the one that with more chances, honestly, to pack someone because than the people who are grinding the game like we are.
We're not leaving if we don't pack a blue, eh?
No, we'll be vocal about it. But we're not leaving.
Yeah, and even that, like I'm wearing blue instead, just to make up for it.
Yeah, that lovely tweed top.
Maybe that helps a little bit. Are you having some? There's so much to go into, but we'll go into more next week. I would love to get you on for some tactical shows, Artyom. Again, check out your YouTube page, or just reach out to you because you make awesome tactics, mate, and I would love to
appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, they could be a little bit shorter, if I'm quite honest. Makes the editing for me a little bit easier.
You didn't have to add that. You didn't have to add this.
But they are pretty awesome videos. But then again, this podcast is going to run long as well. So, well, that one is on me. Any plans for this weekend? You guys playing weekly grinding packs, opening in things, or just chilling? Let's start with John.
I've qualified for champs, so I'll probably play that. It'll probably just be Sunday afternoon and evening because I'm going to watch a bit of telly with the good lady tonight. Got football tomorrow with Caden and my brother-in-law and my nephew, and then bottle of wine. So yeah, all my champs will come in Sunday, and I'll open packs as and when I get them. Simple as.
Awesome. Art.
I actually mentioned to you before the show that I already finished the weekend league. Today, I end up with a 16. It's not bad. It's not terrible. So today is the last day this week. I'm going to spend time on FIFA, just opening the rest of the packs. And Saturday and Sunday, I just want to take a rest, just a little break from the game. Just getting tired a little bit. And you need sometimes a break to get a fresh point of view, and especially that I'm creating tactics, so I need fresh mind to do that.
I totally get that, my friend. And people can also ask for you to coach them. If you go to food coaching, and you book a session, just ask if you want Artyom as a coach as well, of course.
Happy to help, guys. Happy to help.
Well, although not in this weekend because you need a break. So after this weekend, feel free to book and ask for.
What you did, John?
Not much, honestly. I'm fixing the office because we got a leak in the office, which of course sucks, which almost made this podcast impossible to record. But hey, apparently there's good sort of band-aid for it to keep it going. Now, so I will have to work on getting that fixed. But mostly I am doing something very bold in FC24. I am grinding the menus, but I'm grinding the menus in a very unorthodox way, I think. I'm tossing every high card I've got into an exchange to get play cards to put into Premier League packs and upgrade those. So far, it's not getting anything, but it only has to get something once. And I even just put a Hansen into it because I'm not using her anyways. Whoa. So I'm really putting, I'm giving it my all.
I am going to throw something out there. I've already discarded about 100, maybe 200 cards because I cannot be bothered with this. Goes into rares into a rare pack. And literally, if it's an 84 or above, I'll do something with it. If it's an 83 or below, I'm discarding it. I don't have the patience. I'd rather play a game and get beat than sit and play menus.
I gotta be honest. I totally get that. But on the phone, it's pretty easy to just... Well, I do think... I'm not a big menu game, right? I'm a menu player, I'd say. But it's very annoying that if I know there's, for example, when Harry Kane just came out of the package, and I would search for striker and I rate on the highest, and I click it, it's not there. I'm like, I just got it out of the pack. Then you type in Kane, and suddenly it's there. Again, clear out the filter, rate on the highest, show gold cards on striker, it's not there. Stuff like that makes me always think like, hey, my club seems dry, but on the console, it's actually not as dry as it makes out to be. I'm not sure if it's actually
gold, John, rather than searching by just highest and not any.
It doesn't matter. I tried on gold, tried on but if you put in the name, it finds it, and if you don't put it, it's sort of a. So I know sometimes, like in my club, like, did I actually get this card? Where did I get this from? But well, because I only see the club in the SBCs, sometimes just missing it. Actually happened at the start of the year with Virgil van Dijk. I knew I packed Van Dijk, but I couldn't get him in my team until I searched on Van Dijk, and then suddenly it's there.
Yeah, and just to reiterate,
annoying.
That's not a gold Van Dijk.
No, it's the Nike one, but it's the same as the gold, right?
Yeah, but it looks nicer.
It definitely looks nicer. It looks like an Evo, which makes it very confusing for many people, apparently. The amount of messages people send me, hey, where did you get an Evo Van Dijk from? That's a weird one. But it's not an Evo card. No, so I'm just going to do that, finishing up some work, make sure we're ready for next show. And we are preparing for the events in the coming 600 episode. This is 681, so we're 19 away, which means about 9 weeks away from episode 600. So there's a lot to be preparing for that. And this time we got to go big on 600 episodes. So definitely looking forward to it. I want to say thank you for everyone sending in their reviews. I have forgotten to actually search all the reviews and write it down. But thank you so much. If you send in a review, I will read it always. I will see it. I see a new show that says, it's a great show and a great community. Sometimes it's a little bit low on sound. Turn it up, guys, then drop it. Well, thank you, Munga Boobop, for your review. If you find it too soft, let us know. We should be mastering it perfectly. But if it's for you too soft, let me know and we'll get it fixed. Anyways, there's just one thing left for us to do, to wish you all a very good weekend. And of course, we didn't prepare Artiom, but he's such a big part of this community that he should be aware of what's going on. It is time for us to...
Drop it.
Drop it.
Drop it.
Drop it.
F-U.
T.
F-U.
T.
F-F-F-U.
T.
F-U. T.
T.
T. Interview. F-U.
T.